So I've had many faiths in my life. Lutheran Church, Missouri Synod. It was my start in enduring faith. But the one thing that I believe in the most is being Bladow. So this Kate has been indoctrinated into this faith, kicking and screaming in some cases. But the one pertaining dogma of the Bladow faith is nothing will happen good to you unless it absolutely fucking needs to. And this was professed to me from my father at the ripe age of, to me, of 6. With pretty much the exact words, F-bombs and all. And let me just relate a story about how this happens. Last year, I went home for my annual winter retreat, which is pilgrimaging to North Dakota to do North Dakota things like ice fishing. And my brother and I went out. And there might have been a forecast of the worst blizzard in 10 years that day, but we did it anyways. Because, damn it, if we're going to go fishing, Garrett only gets home once a year, we're doing it. So we get out there, we get out at 6 in the morning, we're driving out on the four-wheeler, we're towing. I'm sitting on the back of the four-wheeler, pulling the ice house by this rope as my brother is driving to get to the rope. We drill holes, we put the ice house out, and we're fishing. My father has left us with the notice of, you start that four-wheeler every hour on the hour, otherwise it's going to freeze and you're never getting off that lake. First hour came out, I went out to start the four-wheeler, didn't start. It had moved from 20 above to negative 15 in a space of an hour. The four-wheeler had frozen up. But let me tell you, my brother and I are catching fish like you wouldn't believe. Like we're in this ice house, the wind has kicked up, I have my dog. She is scared to death because she's a southern dog. And she's in the, she's like, get me the hell out of, she's wearing 2 sweaters. My brother and I are just like, we like hook in the water, fish come out. Hook in the water, fish come out. We're trying to run 2 poles at a time because that's legal in North Dakota. We can't do it. So many fish are coming out of the ice. We're going to feed the 5,000 at the end of the night. And we had filled up a 5-gallon pail of perch. Like, that is unheard of in the space of 4 hours. We're so busy, we don't know what's going on. Finally, we decide to look outside. Mind you, we parked the four-wheeler 10 feet away from our ice house. I open up the little window, because it was all frozen over. I look out, I can't see the four-wheeler. The blizzard had kicked up. And at just that time, I see a little light 3 feet in front of me. Here's my father. And he's like, hey, how's the fishing? I said, well, it's great. He's like, well, we should really, get out of here really quick. He's like, why don't we start that four-wheeler? I'm like, it don't start. It hasn't started since 7 this morning. And he's like, oh, okay, well, let me go back to the truck. So he hikes back all the way to the pickup, leaves my brother and I with our mother, which is where, nothing absolutely goes right. So my mother is with us. We're sitting there. She is scared to death. She's scaring the dog. My brother and I, we're like, well, we're still here. Let's continue to fish. And they're coming out, and we filled this 5-gallon pail of fish. And my father comes back with the pickup. And we load everything up. My mom and my dog get in the cab of the pickup. My father is going out. He has us, he said, true North Dakota style, everything's coming off this ice tonight. I'm like, all right. So we hook the four-wheeler up with a chain. The fish house is in the back of the pickup. We're driving off. Again, can see no farther than 1 foot. I am holding a grain scoop, walking through the ice, so my father can see the grain scoop. I'm in, blaze orange because I'm North Dakotan, and we're driving through, and he, we're driving, and the pickup falls to the ice. So not fully. Both back tires fall through the ice, and my father gets out of the cab, assesses the situation very closely, and said, "We're effed." and he's like, "But we're not stopping." So we dug out. We had hung up on the front of the pickup, hung up on a drift. We dig out the drift. We try the best we can to put the pickup in 4-wheel drive. We we hike the 3/4 mile up to the gravel road, we get grain scoops of gravel, we bring it out, we put that in front of the front tires, we drag ourselves with only the front tires sticking out of the ice with the pickup over and get out of the ice, you know, and my father said, well, let's get off this ice. And I'm like, the four-wheeler's staying here, we're no longer dragging that. And he's like, okay. So we finally get the pickup off. Mind you, my brother and I now dug 3/4 mile so the pickup could make it out. We get the four-wheeler up on the road, and my father then turns to my brother and I and says, let's go get that four-wheeler. What are you talking about? We're nearly dead at this point. And so we go out there and we start to push this four-wheeler that doesn't go anywhere. And we're pushing it, we're pushing it. And finally I stopped my father and I said, you know, if we continue to do this, we are going to die out here. You're going to have a heart attack. You know, Gabe and I can't pull you off. I'm a Marylander now. You know, the survival instinct is gone. You know, finally, he's like, all right, let's push it to this clear part of ice so that it doesn't get hit in the morning when the other ice fishermen come out. Like, no one's coming out. This is going to be a 3-day blizzard. So we push it to the place, we put a big flag on it, and my brother and my father and I, we hike, we get in the pickup with my mom and my frightened dog. We get home, and then here's where the miracle happens. This 5-gallon pail of fish that we caught had frozen completely solid. Block of ice. We take that off, we're like, well, we can't do anything with this fish, they're completely frozen. We put it on the heated shop floor. 3 hours later, my brother and I come out to just see how it's doing, and there are fish swimming in there because they had frozen solid, now thawed, and we're still alive, and flopping out of the bucket. So I believe in being a Bladow. You know, stuff, really horrible things happen to us. We fall through the ice. You know, we have this stupid thing of we are going to persevere in this absolutely horrible climate. We're going to do whatever we can take to get ahead in this world. You know, but at the end of the day, if it absolutely needs to happen, if you need to survive, if you're meant to survive, if you're meant to live your life, it'll happen. And that's how I believe it. Thank you.